Hello everyone and welcome to my guide on how to play Overworked Teresa. She's an S-rank quantum type battlesuit with the World Star Astral ring. We're going to take a quick look at her skills to understand what she does, then put what we read into practice for better understanding, and end with a look at her gear and some rotations. Timestamps will be available if you want to see a specific part, and let's get started. Okay, so let's start with her leader skill. Activates Gold Star and gets enhancements based on domain resonance trait teammates. When there is at least one domain resonance trait teammate, all teammates deal more elemental damage in Astral Ring charging. Astral Ring charging is before activating Astral Ring. When there are two of them, her own resonance attacks deal more total damage, and when there are three, enemies take more lightning damage from Teresa herself. Her resonance, basically. Okay, for her passives, she builds up her special meter stress during Don't Wanna Work, which is her default form, and relieves stress during Let Me Live Work, which is her special state after she can enter after maxing her stress. Stress caps at 600, starts at 0, and it is cleared when she leaves the field. When she's in the special state after maxing stress, which is Let Me Live Work, aerial attacks relieve 150 stress, and she will auto perform her combo attack when stress drops 0, or she can perform it manually by pressing and holding basic attack. Then for other passives, she takes 40% less total damage. As the leader, enemies take 3% more lightning damage from her. She has more elemental breach, and her stellar drain restores 5 bonus astral ring intensity, and her first stellar drain also restores an additional 5 bonus astral ring intensity. If she doesn't have quantum mech energy during stellar outbursts, enemies take more damage from her resonance. On standby, her resonance deals more damage, and on the field, her skills except resonance deal 30% more lightning damage. She starts with 50 additional SP, and quantum type enemies take 30% more total damage from her. And that's it for her passives. Evasion is very standard stuff, basically the same as every other character. Causes 3-second global time fracture and builds up 300 stress, which is half her meter, when she's in her default form. While she's forward evading, she can hold the evasion to sprint. If ultimate evasion skill is available during the sprint, she will auto evade attacks and trigger the ultimate evasion skill. Okay, for her weapon skills, she has 2 different weapon skills depending on if she's on her default form, Don't Wanna Work, or her special state, which is Let Me Live Work. The default one does lightning damage and builds half her meter, 300 stress, while the one in the special state, which is called Stress Transfer, does a bit more lightning damage and inflicts substitute mark, which will later be relevant in other skills, so keep that in mind. Before activating Astral Ring, this means when Astral Ring is not activated, it's a mistranslation. So when a part 1 character is the leader, and after performing Stress Transfer, which is her weapon skill on her enhanced form, aerial basic attacks will not consume stress for 4 seconds and will deal an additional 1200% attack of lightning damage with a cooldown. This is only relevant in a part 1 team, just keep that in mind. While substitute mark is present, so the state applied by her second weapon skill, she deals more total damage. When work is over, alarm hits. This is her combo attack after stress is depleted, or by pressing and holding basic attack during her second state. It removes this mark, and if Astral Link is activated, it restores 5 bonus SP and 500 bonus HP to the character. When it's not activated, so in a part 1 team, it restores 6 SP to teammates. Okay, for her basic attacks, She has a 3-sequence basic attack on the ground and a mid-air slam attack. Each one builds different amounts of stress. And during her let me live work state, so when stress is maxed, she can perform a 2-sequence attack. Each attack relieves 150 stress, and the second sequence can be prolonged by mashing the attack button to relieve up to 300 stress, so depleting the entire meter. Then for your QTE, when enemies are time slowed or are hit 15 times within 3 seconds, or when a teammate casts a weapon skill, she deals damage and builds 300 stress, which again is half your meter. And QTE entry reduces the switch cooldown of the switched out character by 4 seconds. And that's it for the basic attacks. Okay, for your special attack, which is your combo attack, when stress is full in her default state, hold attack on the ground or in the mid-air to perform a certain attack and enter let me live work state. During let me live work state, you can hold attack to perform work is over alarm, depleting all stress, triggering 2 seconds of time fracture, and cancelling let me live work. This is also performed when she runs out of stress. Then the work is over alarm, the special combo inflicts 12 paralyzed trauma, restores 12 speed to the team, and 10 bonus speed to Teresa herself. And has 12 second cooldown. During stellar outburst, sleep herper. This is the attack that lets her enter let me live work state. Deals more damage. During let me live work, second sequence of aerial basic attack deals more damage. Second sequence of quantum mech energy. This is the special meter she gets during Astral Ring. Deals additional lightning damage, and work is over alarm also deals additional lightning damage and 20% more total damage. Okay, so for her ultimate, this is pretty long, so bear with me. Tap ultimate to perform knockoff now, which is the first phase of her ultimate. Exit the special state, retain stress, and enter break time state. The puppets will descend on the field and deal lightning damage to all enemies, causing 1 second of global time fracture. She can stay in break time state for up to 16 seconds, during which is invincible and recovers 200 HP per 1 second. In the meantime, you can switch in other characters, and the puppets will keep attacking, counting as ultimate damage. After break time has continued for 5 seconds, if another character hasn't been switched in, you can tap ultimate to perform the second phase of your ultimate. And if another character is on the field, you can tap here. There will be a special icon when you are about to switch her in, which will have her perform her second ultimate and then enter the field. And when break time duration ends, she will auto perform the second phase. This is basically irrelevant. And this second ultimate will also inflict collapse on all quantum time enemies once. If she's controlled while performing this second ultimate, so if she does this while she's already on the field, she gains 300 stress. And both phases of the ultimate have a time frozen domain, which is basically freezing the timer, like all S-rank ultimates basically. So for one of her passes, after using ultimate, when a power hits an enemy, it will apply a 20% attack of lightning damage over time for 8 seconds on enemies hit. When Astral Link is not activated, so in a part 1 team, break time required to use her second ultimate is reduced by 2 seconds, so she only needs to be in this break time state 3 seconds instead of 5 to perform the second ultimate. After using the second ultimate, teammates deal more total damage, and teammates who are Teresa gain elemental bridge instead of this total damage bonus for 18 seconds. This is basically to support Luna. And her second ultimate inflicts 12 paralyzed trauma and deals more lightning damage. Pretty basic. Okay, so for her Astral Ring, she's protected by World Star as we mentioned earlier. She gets 600 stress and enters her special state after entering Stellar Outburst. Second aerial basic attack or second sequence of Quantum Mech Energy fires an extra puppet pinball that inflicts enemies with Substitute Mark. This is the effect applied by her second weapon skill. While World Star is activated, her ultimate is replaced by a special ultimate, which inflicts collapse on surrounding enemies once. This costs 30 SP. While she's the leader, her puppets will both transform into domain resonance marks. They can be triggered by resonance attacks, and this damage counts as ultimate damage. They can be triggered up to 18 times. When Stellar Outburst ends, the puppets will vanish. She will lose all Quantum Mech Energy and release all stress. While Wheel of Destiny is activated, characters protected by Wheel of Destiny can trigger her Phantom attack. Counts as a Shadow Star attack. This is standard for basically every Shadow Star support. And during Stellar Outburst, the character immediately casts a second ultimate. This basically just helps, I believe, inflict collapse on enemies while she's a support for a Wheel of Destiny character. And next, after the domain resonance mark is triggered by resonance attacks, deals damage, increases multiplier, and after it's triggered 27 times, it further increases the multiplier. She has Stellar Drain when Stellar Outburst ends or when entering the field. And casting her combo attack in her special state consumes Stellar Drain to restore 10 Astral Ring intensity, and with World Star or Wheel of Destiny activated, 10 becomes 20. While she's the leader, the puppets will devour domain resonance marks produced by all teammates. Upon devouring, each puppet will trigger 3 resonance attacks without consuming the triggered charges of her own resonance mark. Has half a second cooldown for its trigger. Each devoured resonance mark can be triggered up to 7 times. And during each Stellar Outburst, each teammate can cause each puppet to trigger resonance 3 times. Then, with Wheel of Destiny activated, enemies take more elemental damage and total damage. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. While World Star is activated, she gains 6 Quantum Mech Energy and can mass attack repeatedly to perform resonance attacks with each. The first sequence will inflict Substitute Mark. You basically just spam basic attack until you use up all Quantum Mech Energy. Then she finishes with Work is Over Alarm, which is her combo. And that is basically it. Each of these triggers a resonance attack. And she cannot press weapon when she has Quantum Mech Energy. And I believe we covered everything here. Okay, for her rank ups, S1 upgrades the devouring of resonance marks damage from resonance attacks. S2 unlocks in Stellar Outburst state aerial basic attack second sequence and Quantum Mech Energy second sequence. Will fire a bonus puppet pinball if they hit an enemy with Substitute Mark. Basically more damage. Stress Transfer can trigger ultimate evasion skill. The second weapon skill basically just triggers the evasion skill. This is an unlocked skill. And levels up the breach and the breach bonus for Teresa teammates and the total damage bonus for other teammates when Astral Link is not activated. S3 is leader skill upgrade. Double S unlocks one more skill and levels up this skill. The unlocked skill is unique special state. The second sequence of aerial basic attack and the first two sequences of quantum mech energy deal more lightning damage, and the first two sequences of quantum mech energy further deal 8% more lightning damage. And while substitute mark is present, it deals more total damage. Double S1 levels up the ultimate lightning damage multiplier. Double S2 is an elemental bridge increase from 4.5 to 6%. This is your personal elemental bridge whilst it's the leader. Double S3 is a leader skill upgrade. And Triple S levels up the skill unlocked at Double S. And further levels up the ultimate multiplier. If you're a low spender, maybe go for one copy for S2, and I don't think the rest are really worth it unless you want to go for Double S, which is a pretty decent damage boost. But overall, either just keep S0 or go for S2, which is one copy. Okay, so let's take a look at what it does in practice. So, this is her stress meter. Each space represents 150 with a total of 600, as we mentioned. 3 sequence basic attack. Accumulate stress. Press and hold basic attack to enter her special state. This is his stress meter during the special state. Aerial attacks relieve stress. This is her combo attack. This is her weapon skill in her default form. Let's enter the special state again. This is her weapon skill in the second state. Again, combo attack. This is her slam attack in her default form. This is per phase of ultimate. Can switch to another character. Notice her icon is like this. Now this indicates that we can switch to her and she will autocast the second phase of her ultimate. Now for her Astral ring. Mass basic attacks. Can press ultimate to cast an ultimate. Pretty standard. And that's basically all she does in practice. All this complicated text for basically this. Okay, for her weapon, when Astral Ring is activated, more elemental damage during Stellar Outburst. When equipped by Teresa, she gains half a meter when she casts her QTE and the second phase of her ultimate. This basically means she gets max meter every time she uses her QTE or second ultimate. Enemies take more total damage from resonance attacks and 12% more total damage from shadow star attacks. The team deals more elemental and physical damage, and enemies take more total damage. The team receives a shield that can negate quantum attacks once with a cooldown. When a shield is attacked, enemies will enter a weakened state for 10 seconds. And negating a quantum type attack will consume the shield and inflict collapse and deal 1 lightning damage. So you basically just evade and don't need to actually attack after to collapse enemies. The enemies will get automatically collapsed since this 1 lightning damage will trigger the collapse. Successfully evading a quantum attack will also trigger this effect, so you can just evade, as I said, to instantly trigger the state without counter attacking. When QTE or second ultimate hit, they inflict 7 paralyzed trauma during Astral Link charging, so when Astral Link is not activated, she deals more total damage. Her resonance attacks deal more lightning damage, and when she is the leader, her resonance attacks deal even more damage. And for synergy, enemies take more total damage from characters on field, and she deals more lightning damage. And the collapse range increases further when Quantum Seal explodes. Synergy goes up from 2% to 4% on 2 and 6% on 3. And that's her weapon. Now for Stigmata. When she's the team leader, she gets increased lightning damage. When equipped by Teresa, if she's the team leader, increase her lightning damage even further. When Astral Link is not activated, this means in a part 1 team, teammates deal more lightning damage, and when Wheel of Destiny is activated, the teams deal more total damage. Basically, just bonuses depending on which if Astral Link is activated or not, if Wheel of Destiny is activated. Then MPs is total damage increase. When equipped by her, the enemies take more lightning damage from her. When World Star is activated, when she's not the leader, the team deals more total damage. Enemies take more total damage from her. When equipped by her, when Astral Link is not activated, after casting his second combo attack, enemies take 6% more lightning damage from her. And when World Star is activated, when the character is the leader, she deals more total damage, and enemies take 30% more lightning damage from the character during stellar outbursts. These are all basically just damage increases depending on if Astral Link is activated and other stuff. For her set, skills, ultimates deal more damage. When she has working, working is when entering stellar outburst or casting ultimate, she gets the working state. So when she has working and World Star is activated, enemies take more total damage from teammates. Teammates deal more lightning damage, and during Astral Link charging, even more lightning damage, even more boosts. I'm not going to cover every single damage boost. When she's the leader, more damage, even more damage. Well, basically just a lot of bonuses. You can read these for yourself. No point just going through this wall of text. And this, her Stigmata is craftable as usual, and her weapon is at a 60 pull guarantee. Now let's talk on some of the teams she works in. For part 2, here as the leader in a World Star team, with the best team being Senarina and Thelema. So Teresa herself has domain resonance and resonance attacks. Senarina also has domain resonance and resonance attacks, and Thelema is a triggerer for multiple resonance attacks. Every Gold Star team is like this: 2 domain resonance and resonance attacks members, and 1 that can trigger multiple resonance attacks quickly. So instead of Thelema, we can take Thelema out and put in Coralie, for example, as a free option. She can also trigger multiple resonance attacks. Better than Coralie also, Lantern. The best overall is Thelema though. Just keep this in mind. If you don't have Senadina, you can put in Helia. Also has a domain resonance and a resonance mark, and also supports lightning damage and elemental damage overall, so useful as well. Senadina's still better though, let's keep this in mind. And that's it for part 2. For part 1 team, she's pretty good at supporting Luna since she grants other Teresa teammates elemental breach, so she can be an alternative and most of the times better than Herser of Truth, unless Herser of Truth is higher rank in comparison. The third teammate can be ideally Grisio, adult Grisio, or if you don't have Grisio's equipment, you can put in Eden, for example. That's basically her best use scenario in a part 1 team. Now let's get to showcases so you can see them in action. Thank you for watching and see you next time.
换班时间到，负我狂刃，与我同欢。将我推，来吧！别！呜呼！收工。强制下班。大帮手，我们早点下班。天地三才，以其听之。3、2、1，空中接力，看招！雷光起锚，一群奔涌吧，星辰的铁流。开眼在即，到此为止。别让我加班，别扫我！哼！消停会儿，大家都轻松。你用了。是谁要加班？交给我吧，小光，长明。马上下班。消停会儿，大家都轻松。别想逃。让我回击。别想伤害那个人，请你见证，这就是我的决议。别让我加班，老实点。强制下班。休息时间，禁止打扰。集中精神，星光凝聚。收工。不可饶恕！从我眼前消失！以红月为誓，此生永不分离。走这边吗？